What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 with the country roulette mod. We're currently Finland. It doesn't really matter who we're playing as now. Really, I mean, even if we do get into someone that's involved heavily in the action, there's just like a mess with all the generals and stuff, and it's not very fun. So it's more of an AI thing now, which is fine by me. I don't mind. I'm sure it's fine by most of you, so it doesn't really matter. No one's complaining, I should say. But either way, there's still a chance the Soviets can pull it back, but I think we might be entering the last... I would say probably maybe the last episode. I don't want to jinx it, but it could, like, you know, sometimes things do snowball. Could happen this episode because it is half an hour. Like, obviously I'm going to cut it down, but it, you know, in half an hour a lot of things could happen. Like Romania's already, that Romanian front has got a lot bigger already. But yeah, all they need to do is get to Moscow, and this is pretty much over. I think at that point it will sort of capitulate the Soviet Union, or they'll be very close. They have to take everything, and obviously they only have to do that. They don't have to get anyone else, as far as I'm aware. It's just the Soviet Union. It might be... No, it's not even Japan. And Japan, like, they've got most of Japan under their control. They've just not finished the job just yet. The other main wars, not really much going on. I think Mao's just clinging on at this point. He's probably going to make it forever. Which, fair enough. Okay. Uruguay v Argentina broke out. I have no idea who's winning. Uruguay have taken a lot of losses, despite having more divisions. And then Nicaragua and Panama are sort of similar. They're just sort of not doing anything. So this is where all the action is, though. So that's something just happened to Iran. I think they just went democratic. I was going to say something just changed. That it wouldn't have been their borders, so must have been becoming the Republic of Iran, which means they might join the Allies and actually open up another front for Stalin to deal with. That won't be fun for him. But yeah, I mean, how close is the Soviets to capitulating right now? 28%. They're on their way, and obviously there's a few big cities sort of right in the firing line. I think Kiev has fallen now. I mean, Warsaw is... No, that's Poland, isn't it? I was going to say if they still owned Warsaw, but no, that's Poland at the moment. Minsk's quite a big one here. The game's going too slow for me to see the victory points, but Minsk will be a big one. Leningrad's fallen. I think Stalingrad is so close. They're not quite here, Turkey, but they're getting there slowly. Yeah, Stalingrad and Minsk, and probably will need Moscow to finish the job, though. And at that point, I imagine they will capitulate. And I mean, I would say that there's still a chance. And I mean, this push, there's a risk that this Poland and Czechoslovakia and all the Soviet army, which is a pretty big one, which is here, I can't see it anymore. But there's a risk they get cut off and they die, I'm afraid. It says a democratic Italy with no elections. I don't know how that works out. That are 68% fascist, so there's definitely going to be a civil war or something in Italy at some point. That'll be fun. Yeah, they are definitely closing in. It looks like Poland and Czechoslovakia will be encircled, and that's going to be a big problem. I think it might not be, because there might be enough troops that are fighting here that they could break back through. But it's a bit of a mess. It's not going to go well, that's what I'm going to say. Well, the Soviets have pushed back. Oh, okay, just zoom in so far. They've really pushed back over here against Leningrad. I mean, I don't think there's anyone here, or there's not much here. You can see a few Soviet divisions. That's good for them. Obviously, it's not. The rest of what's going on isn't great. Also, Britain is really starting to pour into Xinjiang now. Starting to make some ground, or I guess Raj is doing it. But either way, they're starting to push in. This is it. It looks like the encirclement has begun. The Allied blobs are about to connect just here. Wherever this is, just west of Minsk. Which is going to be pretty big because it means Poland, East Germany, and the Czechoslovak Socialist Republic, and whatever of the Soviet army is here, will be fully encircled, apart from by Hungary. And that's probably going to really start to affect these guys. And obviously it leaves whatever's left here, again, on its own, which makes it a lot harder to defend. This might be the beginning of the actual end. Oh, Stalingrad has fallen. That's a big one. For the, Yep, 42% now towards capitulation. I think Moscow should do it once it goes. I think Minsk has fallen as well. I think they might have taken Leningrad back. Oh no, it's still there. But yeah, the Soviets are being pushed closer. I think Moscow will obviously be the big one, won't it? 50 victory points. That would put them really close, and by then they would have definitely got enough. So yeah, sort of the race to Moscow now. Who will win? I say who will win. I think the US are sort of driving both of these for the most part, although I think France and the Iberian Federation are here as well. This is Turkey doing very well for themselves, but we are going to get a crazy peace deal. See, we saw how Europe was split up after World War II, So we'll see all these Soviet states that were around in the Balkans, and out here will be split up even further, turn into allied nations. We'll probably see a giant Russia that is democratic. It's going to be quite interesting. I'm not sure what happened to like Xinjiang, Mongolia, these guys as well. They'll probably just be democratic. Either way, it's going to make things kind of interesting. All of this because of the US. No, it wasn't even this. All of this because of El Salvador, who are dead already. What, was it El Salvador? Was it you guys? I don't know. Whoever it was someone down here. Declared war on somebody else. One of the Hispaniolas. Why we need two? Like, why don't they just go back to being Haiti and the Dominican Republic? Would that not just make more sense? You're both democratic. You may as well actually merge into one country, you know. Just make the world everything a whole lot easier. I spoke too soon. They never quite cut them off. They've just created a small channel here, which I guess it might be a smart option, because if all the Soviets retreat, then they could just easily pick off Poland and co. But obviously, they don't even have to go after Poland. They can just finish off Stalin, and it will all be over. So we're looking currently at losses. 3.61 million for the Allies, 2.46 for the Comintern, but Comintern have a lot less fielded manpower. 67% of the war has been done by the Soviets, 7% for the Czechs, 17% Poland, that's impressive, 5% Xinjiang, good job guys. Meanwhile the Allied efforts, 4% for the UK, 4% Romania, 26% by France, 19% Iberian Federation. They are both pretty impressive. France's recovery has been amazing after World War II. Same for the Iberian Federation. They were both fully taken out by Germany before. Turkey, 25%. That is ridiculous. And I guess the US is probably in like the 40s, near the bottom. 18%. Oh, there you go. The USA not really doing that much. That's impressive. A lot of people on 0%, but obviously they've probably done something. Just seeing these guys doing a lot more. But yeah, there we go. Fielded manpower left 1.3 to 1.5 million left for the Soviets, 9.6 to 11.3 left for the Allies. Feeling for them a little bit. I mean, the only other region that's not really under Allied control by the end is like East Asia. And I mean, these guys, Republic of China, the main one, are democratic. So it would just be basically the whole world trying to get rid of Mao at that point. Maybe a very quick trip to destroy Hungary in the middle, get rid of the Axis and fascism for good. Although they're actually authoritarian right now. Oh, they did permanently lose Leningrad, but they may lose it again. Can I just join the Allies? I've never considered this. Oh, I can ask. The United States. Who is the leader of the Allies? Probably the UK. No? Who is the leader of the Allies? Republic of Finland is not allowed to join factions. That is just my luck. Oh, invisible tanks. Well, that is definitely how you win the game, isn't it? That is genius, Finland. Genius. Invisible tanks. Okay, now this is looking gross, but they are starting to link up a little bit. But yeah, there we go. That is awful. I don't know. Is that Romania and the US still dividing it up, and Turkey? I don't know if anyone will take any of this land in actuality. It is possible. Turkey could take some. Romania could just take it all. But it's unlikely. Oh, Portugal just joined the Allies. I saw that on the map and it didn't pop up. But there you go. Just got a pop up for it. Portugal. You know, just decide, you know what, they've won now. Let's join in. Obviously, they didn't go down. They joined Japan earlier in the series for some weird reason. But obviously that was put to a stop. The Soviets are a bit further away from capitulation at the moment because they retook Leningrad. I think they took Stalingrad again for a second. They've lost it again now. It is a bit of a mess. Minsk is on the edge as well. But yeah, once they have all 4 of those and they push beyond, which will be pretty soon, it will be a lot closer. And there'll just be one city they're all racing for. I don't know which front it's likely to be. Obviously, like I said, this is probably not this is not Romanian divisions doing this. It's just been given to Romania. This probably is the US. And Turkey, yeah, this is mainly Turkey. I think there was maybe a few UK tanks helping them out, but that was about it. So yeah, it's probably going to be between the US and Romania. I don't think Turkey are making enough progress, but you never know. Okay guys, we had a crash there. So hopefully it won't happen again. I've gone into the autosave. If it happens again, we'll probably have to call it a day and just assume that the Allies would win, I'm afraid. But yeah, hopefully it won't happen again. I don't know what it was, but yeah, that sucks. Hopefully it won't happen again, or we'll have to move on. But I mean, we're just sort of waiting. Wait, I said that in a really weird way. We're just sort of waiting for the peace deal, so hopefully we do get to see it, and see, I think the outcome pretty solidified right now, I would say. You never know. Portugal could change all that. They're not in the Allies now. We've gone back in time a little bit with the autosave. Who knows? Maybe they're going to take on the world. I think it might be these invisible tanks. Maybe that was what was causing... I don't know what was causing the problem, to be honest. I'm trying to find out. Okay, so once we reset, the Allies seem to have changed their approach. This time they've decided to chomp down on this bit of the common turn out here. They've made a big area gap between them, locked them off. Do you know what it might have been? No, it can't have been the country change. I don't know what it was that caused the crash. It might happen again. Maybe it was the Soviets capitulating. I don't know. They weren't that. They didn't get Warsaw though, so that would have confused me. But I guess if they had all the major cities at once, it could have been done. But seems unlikely. But either way, they're really chomping down on the common turn here this time, and we crashed again. Well, guys, that's probably going to be it for this episode. Enjoy this nice screen of blue lines or blue stuff you can probably see, unless I've covered it over with something. That will be it for this series. I'm sorry it ended so sadly, but the Allies won. Pretty sure they would have won that one. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.